It may well be Christmas Day. You may have had enough of the turkey. But if you got a spare 20 minutes, have a look at this. We're flying high in the Premier League. We're flying high in the Champions League. Let's see how we get on in today's episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Leeds United, Pride of Yorkshire. First things first, Merry Christmas, everybody. It's Christmas Day. What a day to celebrate. And if you're watching this video, Happy Christmas to you and big thank you for joining me on the channel. So, as I said in the little intro there, we are flying high in both the Premier League and the Champions League. Not as high as we could be, though, in the Premier League. If you have a little look at the league table, just down in the left there, currently sat in 5th place. We are one of 3 clubs on 22 points, with Newcastle, who are creeping in there now after the money bags that they get at the start of the game. Manchester City and ourselves. There are 3 teams on 23 points, which are Chelsea, Liverpool and Manchester United. And there are Arsenal, surprise package of the season, currently 7 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. So they may take some catching at this point if their form doesn't drop off. The good thing for us, though, is we have a game in hand. So potentially could leapfrog back up into 2nd place if we can win that game in hand. Also, another victory in the Champions League meant that we are flying high in that completely. So let's show you the schedule and see what you've missed since you've been away. So since the Seville game, we played against Burnley. We beat Burnley 5-0 on the road, 22 shots, 10 goals. We were struggling a little bit for goals earlier on in the save. It's all seemed to come together at the moment. You can see pretty much every player on the pitch there getting a green mark apart from Junior Firpo, but goals, 2 from Verratti, 2 from Šeško and a goal from Calvin Phillips chipping in there to give us 3 points and 5 goals at Burnley. We then played Brighton at the Amex Stadium. We battered them completely, 27 shots, 11 of which were on target. Only had 46% of the ball. Goals from De Ketelaere and Junior Firpo giving us 3 points and bringing those back up north with us. And then we played against Seville in the Champions League, the return game from the first game. 14 shots, 8 on target. We scored 5 goals. Figueroa was the man given the start. I gave Šeško a rest because I thought we might need him for the Premier League games. Turns out we didn't need him at all. Thomas got a hat-trick in this game, showing why he was a wonder kid and on that next-gen list when we signed him. Also goals from Konate and a penalty from Verratti, giving us another 3 points in the Champions League group stage. And then last time out, we huffed, we puffed, and we couldn't blow Leicester in. Pretty much played them off the park. 13 shots, only 4 on target though, which was disappointing. Reduced Leicester to 3 shots. They didn't have a single shot on target. Just one of those days where nothing would fall right for us and we only took a point from that game. So that brings us on nicely to today's game. We're going to be facing off against Hull, who are currently sat 19th in their first season back in the Premier League. And then we will face off against Zenit as we look to wrap up Group H in the Champions League. Here we go then. The first game of the episode is going to be the Premier League game against Hull. We are going to be putting out the following lineup to try and get 3 points. We've got Meslier in goal. Firpo, Mbete, Konate and Singo will be the back 4. Verratti and Phillips, the 2 holding players. Then Esposito, De Ketelaere and Rafinha will be the 3 attackers, with Šeško playing up front, leading the line as he does. He's been in fantastic form. He scored 9 goals now in 10 games after going a little stretch without a goal. All of a sudden, he's back in form and firing. Fingers crossed he can continue that hot streak of form as we play against Hull. First action then is going to come straight away as we have got them pretty much penned in. Moore plays the ball out to Greaves. They're looking to knock it about at the back and then they end up lumping it forwards to Junior Firpo. Plays the ball into Esposito. De Ketelaere getting involved with Šeško. Calvin Phillips is in behind and club captain Calvin Phillips gives us the first goal of the game. Till you see the referee do this motion. They're going to be checking for offside. I have to admit, it looked like Calvin Phillips ran through the line of the defence. Goal is awarded. Yeah, I did think that when looking at it first. Esposito plays the ball to De Catalaire. Sheshko holds it up, turns. Calvin Phillips is running from deep. There's no way he was offside at all. Ball is smashed into the back of the net, and that is 1-0. Straight away, then 2 minutes on the clock, and now we're playing out from the back as Mbete to Verratti, Konate's involved. Phillips plays the ball forwards to Rafinha. Ball over the top for Sheshko, who's in. Smashes it straight at the goalkeeper though, and he keeps it out. Hull are going to try and bring it out from the back, but it comes to nothing. A throw in then. 13 minutes on the clock now. Firpo to De Catalaire. Firpo into the box with the cross. Rafinha tries the shot, gets absolutely hammered away as far as Mbete. Firpo back to Verratti. Some nice football, some little interlink play there. Ball over the top. Sheshko goes to the ground. Tackled by Greaves. Didn't really need to touch him because the ball was overhit. But Sheshko goes to ground. Penalty is going to be awarded here, I believe, as the two players come together. Going to the VAR review. Penalty is awarded just like we thought it would be. Sheshko puts the ball down. Let's see if he can continue this fine run of form, or are we going to jinx him? He smashes it past the goalkeeper, who actually nearly got this. He went the right way, couldn't get down in time though, and the ball hits the back of the net. And I think that is now 10 goals in 11 games for Benjamin Sheshko, and he's on fire. It's 2-0, 14 on the clock. Free kick then as Rafinha floats it in. Konate is in behind, smashes it into the net. Referee's looking at this one now. To my eye, this one here looks like it is offside. We could be proved wrong if the timing of the run was to perfection. But Konate did look for a defender to be quite high up the pitch. And yes, he's just ahead of the line of play when the ball is played. And then Konate taps it into the net, but it is disallowed. And then straight away here, this is all action in this game as Hull are going to try and bring it out from the back again as Sarr. He's too quick for Esposito, it says, but he's trying to get back at him. He's following him all the way towards the corner flag. Sarr gets the cross in, and there is Konate to head it away as Rafinha is going to bring the ball forwards. He stops and turns back inside to play it to Konate. Plays to Rafinha. Back to Konate. To Phillips, to Verratti. Ball out now to Esposito. Takes it on his chest. Beats his man up the line. Is he going to stop and turn back? He does. He plays it to Firpo, who looks for an option. There's only Mbete behind him. As Firpo gets involved to Catalaire, Esposito, Phillips, Rafinha. What a goal that would have been. The play was exquisite, moving the ball around, pass and move, and then finally the ball gets tipped over the bar. And Rafinha is going to swing this corner in. Gets headed away. I thought it got headed away. It was actually Konate heads it out for a goal kick. That's in at half time then. 2-0 on the scoreboard. 13 shots, 7 on target, an XG of 2.38. We have really penned Hull in. They've had 4 shots, 2 on target. We are not dominating the possession though. We seem to be giving the ball up quite a lot, 47 to 53, but we are doing well. We're going to roll into the second half and see if we can get a few more goals for the goal difference. Building out from the back then as Phillips gets the ball to De Catalaire. He plays it into the path of Rafinha, who's going to run at his man, but instead brings it back inside. De Catalaire gets on the ball, beats his man, plays it to Phillips, tries to find Singo, who jumps into a tackle, and then Greaves makes a terrible mistake as the ball ends up with Sebastiano Esposito, tucks it away into the far corner to give us a 3-0 lead. Bit of a strange one this. So when De Catalaire pulls the ball back, I'm thinking, this is a really great pass to Phillips. He finds nobody, but Singo makes the tackle, and what Greaves is doing, I'm not sure. Ball falls to Esposito, and it's 3-0. 69 minutes on the clock then. We are going to make a couple of changes. The first of which, we are going to bring Thiago Thomas on in place of Charles De Catalaire. He has played quite a few games in a row. I want to make sure we are protecting one of our best players. We are actually also going to bring on Ricky Puig, who is quite a forgotten player. Swap Thomas and Puig over. And I think I'm going to give Adam Hlozek a chance up front. So 3 attacking substitutions, really. We want to kill this game off. It's 3-0, but the goal difference could be anything. So let's jump back in and see what happens. Hull don't learn their lesson, do they? They're playing out from the back again. They lump the ball forwards, and Ivan Toney gets it on the halfway line. Tries to switch the play outside, but Firpo has that well read. And Bete to Konate to Phillips. Nice little triangles forming all around the pitch for us as Verratti picks the ball up, looks for Lufc. He was in behind. I think Greaves is walking here. And yes, another red card, the second one in 2 episodes. Lufc was definitely in behind, and that was a completely deserved red card there. And then we are on the attack again, but the ball goes all the way through. Two more. Doherty to O'Reilly. Looks like they're going to knock this loose at some point. We are not 100% pressing, but we're pressing the right areas in and around where we need to be. Sardo beats his man and gets away down the line. Ball back to Jaria, who plays it to O'Reilly. And there's no tackle coming, and they're in behind, and Hull have got a goal back. That's a pretty smart finish there from Fosu. Yes, so Saar gets the ball, brings it inside to Ajaria. O'Reilly then just cuts us open with a pass. Don't know what Firpo was. Is it Firpo's over there? No, it would have been Singo over that side of the pitch. Don't know what he's doing. Lets him inside. And the finish was absolutely superb. So it's 3-1. We're into added on time. It's full time, actually. And that means that we have another 3 points on the board. A convincing 3-1 victory. Should have actually been a 3-0 victory, but for Singo falling asleep to let his man inside. But we're not going to dwell on that. We have 3 points in the bag. We are keeping the pressure on the teams at the top, and certainly the ones in around us. Arsenal at the moment are absolutely off the charts. But it means 3 points in the bag in the Premier League. We can now move into the Champions League and hopefully wrap up the group and get into the knockout phases in the Champions League. After a great win last time out then against Hull City, we are going to be putting out the following 11 to go out and play against Zenit St Petersburg as we look to secure a knockout phase place in the Champions League. Mine went blank there. We're going to put out Meslier in goal, Junior Firpo, Woba Kanate and Monera at the back. Got Bentancur and Verratti with Brandt, Torre and Thomas, and Sheshko will lead the line. He's been in red hot form. Will he continue to score goals? But more importantly, the three behind him, can they give him the ball to get the goals? And let's see if we can wrap this group up. Early chance then, and it's gone the way of Zenit by the looks of it. 4 minutes on the clock. Robin Koch, our former player, is on the ball, plays it out wide as Mostovoy brings it inside to Asmoon. Tries to find Claudinho, but it's cut out well there by Firpo. Julian Brandt is now going to bring the ball forwards. He's tackled though, and Claudinho finally gets the ball. And the ball over the top there from Ozadev, I think it was a good ball, but Kanate gets back, cuts it out, and Bentancur, who's back in the team after a little injury layoff, plays it forwards, and the ball is at the feet of Sheshko. Finds Firpo, and then Pablo now plays it to Verratti, who's into Brandt. Julian Brandt, after the 3 goals in the last Champions League game, we expected him to be on the score sheet there. Doesn't though, puts it over the bar. In at half time then, and it is 0-0. Not a lot going on in this one really. We had that chance halfway through the first half that Brandt put over the bar, but not a lot else really going on in the game. We're just going to push forwards. We only need 1 goal. A point here would really do, because either result would get us through into the knockout phase, but it would be nice to win as many games in the Champions League as possible. So let's see what happens in the next 45 minutes. 60 minutes on the clock then as we're trying to break forward, but the ball is turned over by Zenit, and Unas is now running towards us. Not too sure why our player is not going towards the ball. He's kind of running away from it. It means the ball cuts cut into the middle as Krunic finds Ozdoev, but we are forcing them back, which is quite a good sign. However, when the ball comes back outside to Barrios, there's quite a lot of space out here. Cuts it inside, goes to beat his man, crosses it in. Meslier tries to come for the ball, gets lost in the flight, and Claudinho has headed it into the net. But the referee's going to have a look here. Are we going to get lucky? We're appealing for offside. Let's see what the referee decides with VAR. No, goal stands. So Barrios gets it to Unas. He then beats Firpo, I think that is, quite easily. And Claudinho with the header. I'm not too sure why there was an appeal there. He didn't look offside in the slightest. But we are 1 behind. 67 on the clock then. We are going to make a few changes. Benjamin Šeško is looking quite tired. We will need him for the Premier League. So we are going to bring Karim Adeyemi on in place of Šeško. We're going to push Thomas up front. We are also going to make a change with Cody Dramer as Christian Manea is carrying a knock. So 2 changes, 68 minutes. We have enough time to get back into this, but can we? A throw in then for Zenit as they look to push forwards. They really want to cement this. 3 points would be a help to them, even though I don't think they have any hopes of qualifying. But we forced them all the way back, and the goalkeeper is going to play it forwards to Unas. What a pass that was, and what a take from Unas. Finds Claudinho in behind. And Zenit at home look a completely different team to the one that we played against at Ellen Road, and they have hit the post, even though it looks like it was offside. It's still too dangerous. Throwing then as Dramer. We're into injury time now, and Dramer tries to play the ball in, can't get it through the player. Verratti tries the ball over the top of Brandt. He can't get a ball through either, and Zenit are going to bring it away. Robin Koch plays it to Mendy, to Wendell. Claudinho is looking to break out down that side of the pitch, but gives it back to the player behind him. And they're knocking it about here, wasting quite a lot of time off of the clock by slowing the play right down. We need to try and get on the ball if we're going to get anything out of the game here, as Claudinho again goes backwards. And they are patiently building up. Let's see what's going to happen as Mendy gives it to Azmoun, to Wendell. Ball over the top. Claudinho is now in behind. He turns back, lays it into the path of Azmoun, and it looks like that is game over at 94th minute, or 92nd minute, sorry, of the 94 that we could play. And we are 2-0 down. Great ball over the top from Wendell, catches us out. Claudinho takes his time, turns back, finds Azmoun. It's 2-0. A bit of a shocker there then as we come a cropper out in Russia. A 2-0 defeat on the road is not what we were expecting at all. One very disappointing performance there from Pablo Torre in the middle of the park. We just were not at the races and not very good. So we need to get that out of our system pretty quickly and get on into the next game and see if we can secure qualification, certainly as group winners in the Champions League. Okay, so after a convincing win against Hull, the Premier League is now looking a lot closer than what it was at the start of the episode. We are now 5 points behind Arsenal, who sit top of the table with 30 points. We are on 25, so a lot of legs left in the Premier League as we have only played 12 games. So fingers crossed there is room there to catch them. In terms of the Champions League, we have ended up qualifying. I'm not sure if we have. Well, I don't think we have the group secure because we play Napoli, so they can still finish on 13 points. So I think a point in the next game will give us. No, actually, we are qualified top. We have won the group, so 12 points from 5 games means that we cannot be caught now. Napoli are currently in second. Zenit, having beaten us, are in third with 6 points, and Seville are on 4 points. So an interesting end to the Champions League group stage, which really doesn't concern us. Now we can rotate players in the competition. So let's have a little look at the schedule and see where we can come back. So the next games that we'll be playing are Wolves, then we have Chelsea and Liverpool. And as tempting as it is to go jumping off into the future, looking at that run of games there in December, I cannot resist. So tomorrow's episode will be Chelsea and Liverpool. We then have the Napoli game in the Champions League, which is now a bit of a dead rubber. But then we have Arsenal and Manchester United. So I think those 4 games, either side of the Napoli game, will be the basis of the next 2 episodes. Another win in the Premier League moves us closer to the summit of the table. Still 5 points behind Arsenal, though, means there is work to do. A disappointing game in the Champions League for a change. That is a bit like last season rather than the form we have been at the start of this season. A disappointing loss in Russia. However, we are qualified for the knockout phase, which is exactly what the board wanted. And fingers crossed we can get a nice draw when we get there and maybe progress further in that tournament too. But if you're at this point of the video and you're still watching the content, enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button. Never miss another episode of Leeds United, Pride of Yorkshire. I appreciate everybody who has done that already and those that continue to do that, and the new people who are at the channel. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Once again, a big Merry Christmas, and I hope that you have had lots to eat, lots to drink, and lots of Football Manager content. For this one, I'm going to wrap it up. A big thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow on Leeds United, Pride of Yorkshire.